what's up, guys? Welcome back to Umineko fam. Okay, I will never say that again. That was still stupid. Oh, yeah. Okay. The first day. Yes, we've already seen all this. So hopefully we can see Mariah, Battler, Rosa, the rest of the family. They had eaten at breakfast at a coffee shop in the station building. By chance, the inside of the shop had been decorated with Halloween colors since it was October. Mariah, alright, seemed to be awfully pleased with that. For quite some time, she talked loudly inside the train about wanting to have a Halloween festival without caring that she was attracting the attention of others. Halloween is popular in Europe and America, but people aren't that familiar with it in Japan. The shopping district was colorfully decorated with orange pumpkins, but the costume parades of the children demanding sweets saying trick-or-treat were nowhere in sight. Ooh, I want a Halloween festival. I don't want to wear these clothes. I want to look like a witch. Ooh. The family conference is in for playing. We're going to meet grandfathers here to dress up nice. While it wasn't completely full inside the train, it was really packed with almost all the seats occupied by passengers. Mariah was making a fuss at Mom, and I'm stopping her feet on the seat while Rosa scolded at her. Rosa had warned her many times to lower her voice, but Mariah didn't obey her at all. Once Mariah got like this, no matter how much she tried to explain the situation or calm her, she wouldn't listen. Before Rosa used the paper, Mariah gave her into her at times like this, but that probably been a mistake. Surely Mariah gained the mistaken impression that throwing attention long enough would make her mother give up and do what Mariah said. Rosa had realized that error with the help of an educational book, and since then she'd hardened the part of her heart that wanted to pamper her beloved daughter. Her mutual understanding of Mariah had begun to grow weaker and weaker, and she began to get discouraged by her own powerlessness more and more often. Halloween. You don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank. Ooh. I don't have any sweets to give you. We just ate breakfast. If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank. If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank. Ooh. And a stout old woman who was sitting nearby saw Mariah stomped her feet, picked up candy out of her hand back and held it from Mariah. Ooh, I got a sweet. Look, Mama, happy Halloween. Hey, Mariah, you can't just accept sweets from strangers, right? Give it back. Hey, don't worry about it. Ho, she's such a spirited young lady. How old is she? Maybe there was no malice in a woman's words. However, Rosa seemed to find that remark extremely humiliating. Mariah, haven't I always told you not to accept sweets from strangers? Ooh, she gave it to me. Ooh. No, it's mine. Let go of it. How many times do I have to tell you to do what Mama says? It's mine. Ooh. No, I always tell you not to say ooh. Rosa reflexively hit Mariah violently on her cheek. In a flash, Mariah started crying loudly. Rosa immediately took the candy away from Mariah's hand and pushed it back towards the dumbfounded woman sitting next to them. Please do not keep this gift of my daughter. I'm so sorry. Breathing heavily, Rosa once again held out the candy to the old woman. After getting fussed about what she should say for a few moments, perhaps the old woman realized that her actions may trouble this parent and child, and she took the candy back apologizing. Wow. She gets so angry so easily. Anyway, after that, Rosa finally took notice of her surroundings. Her daughter's clothes were all messed up. She was crying and shouting with her nose dripping. And there were many dumbfounded passengers watching them. Except for the sound of the train running, the interior was completely silent. Fortunately, that pitiful silence didn't last more than a short while. However, it was followed by an even more painful atmosphere as everyone began to whisper. Mariah started crying and kicked a stomp at her feet as usual, paying no heed to the people sitting around her. Impulsively, Rosa tried to slap her again, but she didn't notice the cold eyes of the people in the train couldn't. When the train stopped, Rosa forcibly pulled Mariah's arm and got off, almost dragging her daughter along. Mariah didn't stop crying. Rosa took her in the platform and hit her cheek again. At that moment, she was hit. Mariah stopped crying for an instant, but before long, she shut and cried even more than before. Overwhelmed with emotion, Rosa grabbed the nape of Mariah's neck and dragged her, tugging at her hair. Ooh, Mama, it hurts, ooh. Didn't I tell you to shut up? That's ooh of yours. I told you to stop. The reason you can't make friends in class, right? Get over yourself. Why are you still a kindergartner inside your head? Why can't you do what Mama says? Why? With those severe words, Rosa hit Mariah's cheek over and over again. The more Mariah cried and shouted, the more Rosa hit her. And the more Mariah hit, then more intensely she cried and shouted, Mama, it hurts. Mama, save me. Ooh. Why can't you stop saying ooh? This is exactly why you can't make friends. This is why Papa business trip never ends. This is why excuse me, ma'am, is everything alright? Do you want something? The one who timidly called to her was the station attendant. Rosa glared at the attendant with that look that said, don't butt into these problems of a mother and child stranger. Of course, the attendant surely didn't want to get involved either. However, Rosa had been yelling on the platform for much longer time than she had imagined. Her emotional scolding had led the passage on the platform and advised the attendant to call out to her. Rosa yelled at the attendants not to worry anymore since they began the next train. and then following her rather for the second time, she noticed a passenger on the platform staring at her from a distance. Rosa sweat slightly and felt the breeze make her sweat go cold, tormenting her. Mariah still kept on crying, shouldering her own head. Of course, as the beating continued, she probably kept crying definitely. I did it again. As the terrible heat in Rosa's head faded away, she knew she had surrounded herself with evil again. Mama, Mama, come back. Ooh, moo. Rosa fell to her knees and hugged Mariah, whose face was all soggy in tears and mucus. Mariah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Mama, Mama, welcome back, welcome back. Finally, Mariah realized that her mother was her mother again. She clung to her mother's body and cried, burying her face in her mother's chest. Forgive your bad mama, forgive your bad mama. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate your mama. Ooh, I'm just fine. Won't hate mama. Mama was only being possessed by the bad witch again. But you came back, so I'm just fine. Yeah, that's right. Mama was just being possessed by the evil witch again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For a long time, the two of them hugged each other, asking for her and sharing words of forgiveness. After a while, they calmed down. Both moved back at the same time. Mariah's face and Rosa's face were both deep red after her crying eyes out. Do you want to have a Halloween festival, Mariah? Yeah, I wanted to show those pumpkin marshmallows to George, Oni-chan, Jessica, Oni-chan. It was a Kenny they'd been selling near the cash register at the shop where they'd eaten breakfast. A fancy sweet that had a big orange marshmallow in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern attached to the tip of the stick. Mariah had wanted it and had insistently pestered Rosa for it, which had refused, saying that there was no way she could buy sweets right after breakfast. Then Mariah, I don't know if they sell those in the town or not, but let's get off and try searching for them, okay? Yeah, I love you, Mama. I love you so much. Thank you. I love you too, Mariah. The truth was they didn't have time to waste in loitering around at a stopover station. If they missed the airplane, they'd fall half a day behind schedule. She should have left home with no more time to spare, but she ended up leaving late after choosing Mariah's clothes. Because of that, Rose had been impatient since the morning. She looked at the clock. They had to get on the next train immediately, but her daughter firmly joined hands with her to go buy the sweet with her mother. Her hand was warm. To Rosa, she was now as more important than we knew about Mariah. To her, Mariah was only not a beloved daughter, but she was everything Rosa had. Fortunately, they could see a big supermarket around from the station. They might not be able to find exactly the same sweet. Mariah would be happy with the similar one. Besides, Rosa couldn't show up with her face full from crying. She must fix her makeup. Maybe we couldn't find a marshmallow exactly like that one, but hopefully we could find something like it. Let's buy some and surprise all your cousins together. Yeah, as long as we buy it together, any sweet is fine. Next is to the turnstiles of the station in this unknown town. Mariah walked across the pedestrian crossing together with her mother, chuckling to herself as though she was walking in an amusement park. Both faces were still deep red, but the two of them, mother and child, smiled warmly at each other without any restraint. I hope it doesn't take us long to get to the point of the story, like it did in, kind of like how I did in Higurashi, like it would skip a lot of stuff and just go straight to the point and everything, because we didn't really need to relearn everything. Hopefully it'll be like that, make things short and sweet, kind of. Anyway, I'm Dear. What are you doing in a place like this? Oh, it's you. It's nothing. I just find this place a pleasant place to think. All of our preparations for today have been completed. Why don't we have some tea and relax while we wait? Forgive me. I'm always making you handle such troublesome matters. Please rely on me even more. I am your wife. Naturally, I'm grateful to have you always come into my aid. That's precisely why I'm able to devote myself to my work. I understand about your work and the topic of the father's inheritance, right? That's the thing to do with you. It's nothing more than fishing for rotten meat amongst greedy siblings. It's okay, dear. Everything will go well. Your businesses will never fail to work themselves out. And so Natsuhi softly cuddled closely across his shoulder. She complimented Cross on his hard work, but Natsuhi knew better than anyone that his work wasn't going well. Cross's project was something like a seesaw where a large amount of money swings. Big investments can lead to massive payoffs, but like large seesaws, they tend to shake a lot while moving very slowly instead of showing immediate results. At times, it's possible to make further investments so that the seesaw inclines faster towards the side you want. Of course, you'd only do that if you were confident you'd be able to recover all your investments in a not-so-distant future. However, the seesaws Cross chose never turned out as he would like them to. He foresight was wrong, but the times were moving sluggishly. They never managed to catch up with them. For example, think of a literal seesaw placed in a park. It's a really popular item, so there's always someone playing on it, and you've got to wait a long time for your turn. Let's say that one day you spotted one of those seesaws was completely unused, and you race to grab it first and have it all to yourself. However, unless someone got on the opposite side of the seesaw, you wouldn't be able to play on it. What if lots of time passed and nobody came else to dance? Cecil's popular, so if he wait long enough, a companion will surely show up. But Cross noticed something. The weather's getting worse, so nobody's coming to play outside to play. But Cecil's popular, so someone will surely come eventually. If he vacated his place because of the worsening weather, it would certainly be snatched away, and once again he ended up longingly gazing from a distance at someone else having fun on the seesaw. One other side of the seesaw, he continued to wait patiently all alone. That was Cross's project and his current situation. If only I had a bit more courage and enough self-confidence to believe in my own foresight, we would never have failed. Yes, that's true. Your foresight is never wrong. You are the only one who inherited Father's resourcefulness. You inherited an innate disposition that none of other siblings did. But I could never believe in it. I always shut my own projects down like a coward. Why can't I believe in myself? Who would believe in a man who can't believe in himself? Nobody believes. I'm always sitting on the seat where the losers must sit. My father, my mother, my siblings all sneer at me. How long is it going to take for me to be set free of this emotional complex? Just how long will it take? Natsuki was the only one who knew. Only she knew of Cross's anguish. As the eldest son of the Ushiramiya family, who had been soon forced to bear an immense responsibility, he couldn't open his pain heart to anyone, and was always getting compared to his father's great enterprises. I make preparations concerning all other matters, so you'll be able to devote your attention entirely to the family conference. Yes, everything else has been seen to. Thank you. Will there be any problem dealing with Father? No, Genji and Dr. Nanjo are on our side. I'll never allow those greedy siblings to make contact with Father. Alright, just to be safe, I'm going to save here in case the game glitches again. You never know. Okay, there we go. Hello, Goda. Hey, Goda here. Yes, please leave it to me. I'm anxious to put my skills to work for being the big annual job. I'm in the kitchen. Multicolored ingredients were gathered and preliminary arrangements were promptly being started. Even though it's still morning, the ingredients for dinner were already in saucepans of steaming. Normally, he had to deal with several sort of matters, but on the day of the family conference, he could devote himself entirely to cooking. To Goda, who was originally a chef, this was surely the greatest gala occasion of the whole year. Yes, dinner will be a calf steak. A wonderful cut of meat is already anxiously waiting for tonight in the refrigerator. Please be sure to look forward to dinner. It was rare for Goda to be in this good of a mood towards his fellow servants. Goda bragged about being the Ushiramiya family's personal chef, and knowing what he was considered worthy to display his excellent cooking at the family conference was his greatest honor. Understood. I will leave everything to you. Also, is Kumasawa there? Kumasawa-san? I happened to see her earlier, but she's not here. Perhaps she went to get things ready in the guest house. She is loafing around again. No, it is fine. Please continue with your work. Yes, leave everything to me, Goda. Kenji placed the telephone back on the receiver, sighing lightly. Kenji sighed once again, thinking of Kumasawa, who's probably hiding again, even though things were this busy, and the ostentatious Goda, who only felt like doing anything on a day when he could show off. Excuse me, the preparations for all the rooms in the guest house are complete. We received instructions from a lady to prepare a room for 4 people so that the children could spend the night together. So what shall we do? I hear Battler Summer will be coming for the first time in 6 years. Presumably, my lady wants to stay up late night with their 3 cousins. Make the preparations. You do not need to tell Madame. I see, certainly. So tonight we'll have a late night shift followed immediately by the morning shift. It looks like these 2 days will be tiresome. Speaking of which, the weather forecast is saying a typhoon will strike in this area. Will everything be alright? Assuming the typhoon doesn't stray too far from its course, it may affect the boat ride back for the family members. The family conference schedule might be extended until Monday or Tuesday. Our task may be a long and tiring one, but I earnestly ask that you take care not to make any blunders. Shannon, remain calm and do not panic. Can be sure to greet our guests in a sociable manner. Yes, I'll be careful. Today we must conduct ourselves in a manner suitable for a very important guest. See to it that you make no blunders. We understand all guests who visit here are important. Canon, in the truest sense, we will be receiving a very important guest today. Make sure that you are prepared. Yes, sir. Shannon, is something the matter? You seem to be uneasy. Do you have some prior engagement at this time? Huh? No, it's nothing. My apologies. Nissan, important guests will be arriving today. Detach yourself from your private life. I don't know what you mean by private life. As Shannon blushes the bit as she turned her gaze away from the clock. Was it about time for the airplane carrying the family to Rabbi Najimi? She tried to hide the fact that her upcoming long-awaited reunion with George was making her heart race, but Cannon, who stood beside her, seemed to see right through her. Shannon, please don't say a word and accept this. Inside the bathroom stall, George is practicing something over and over, taking a small velvet box, hidden in his pocket like a quick-draw dessert gunman. That's not it. Shannon, like men who are more assertive. I've got to pump it up with more horsepower. Shannon, put this on your ring finger. That's an order, okay? If I don't say it properly, that's it on the left hand. Maybe she'll put it on the right hand. No, Shannon is that ignorant. But unless there's some room for her to express her free will. That'd be a little, As he crossed his arms, muttering, someone knocked on the door. George was a snap back to reality. Hey, George Conn, you okay? You got a stomachache or something? Uncle Rudolph. It's okay, I'm fine. No need to worry. See, it was something to Rudolph with an F and not PH. I guess spelling error at some point? I don't know. Really? That's good then, but you know you were straining way too much. You're so worse. Rudolph washed his hands laughing cheerfully as he left. George, realizing that most embarrassing part hadn't been overheard, relaxed and felt extremely relieved. Kyrie, isn't Rosa here yet? Not yet. She's pretty late. It's a good thing the weather's delaying our flight. If the schedule had gone on normally, she would have missed the plane. What she'd be planning on doing then? Rosa sounds very much an adult now. She'll manage it somehow, no matter how old they get. Their older brothers always treat their younger sisters like children. Of course, Dad's always a kid, no matter how old he gets. What'd you say? If I'm a kid, I make you a baby. Come on, Battler Chang. Up we go. Stop it, tickles. Stop. Look more like two bratty friends than a father and son. Looks like she's here. Oh, if it isn't Rosa-san, Mariah-chan, long time no see. Long time no see. Ooh. Mariah, shouldn't that be? It's good to see you again. Great. Hideyoshi-san properly. Ooh, it's good to see you again. There you go. Well said. How about some candy as a reward? Oh, where'd I put it? Rosa-san, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Mariah-chan. It's been too long, Kari-ni-san, Hideyoshi-ni-san, and my Battler gun. Look how big you've gotten. Oh, come on. It's embarrassing to hear that from everyone I meet. Hey, Rosa, you're late. If the plane was on time, you barely had been made it. I'm sorry, we had some trouble making our train connection, so are we waiting on the weather again? Oh, don't complain. I much prefer the 30-minute plane trip to spending 6-hour bouncing about on a boat. Even if we were kept waiting here for an hour, it's still much faster overall. Is that Mariah? You sure have gotten big. She's at that growing age. You haven't seen her for 6 years, right? Of course she's changed. Women are creatures who could be born again in a single day, and they'd be changed a lot of heart. Ooh. Mariah noticing a big man she didn't recognize mixing among the relatives hid behind Rosa's back and glared at Battler. Come on, Battler, say hi. The last time you met her, she was just 3 years old, so you're practically meeting for the first time. Oh yeah, of course, you wouldn't remember something that happened when she was 3. Hey, Mariah, long time no see. You sure have gotten big. Mariah, this is Battler Oni-chan, Rudolph's Nissan's son, understand? The brother's son is the brother is the son. The brother's son is the brother is the son. Ooh. She was obviously on her guard. After all, it was hardly surprising that she'd be scared of a large guy like Battler suddenly started speaking frankly to her. Battler noticed this as well and thought of various ways of he might approach her. Then he spotted the candy she had in her hand. It was a jack-o'-lantern sweet rose I brought for her. I see it's October, so that must be for Halloween. If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank, right? Normally trying to snatch a sweet away from some small child resulting in him crying and screaming. They all seemed dubious about Battler's tactics, but Mariah looked up unexpectedly pleased, her face split into a wide grin. Halloween. See, Mama Battler also knows about Halloween. See? Hey, call him Battler Oni-chan. Sorry, Battler-kun. No, don't just sweat it. Please call me Battler, because I'll be calling you Mariah. Look, Mariah, it's Halloween. If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank. Yeah, I giggle. From inside her purse, Mariah picked out jack-o'-lantern sweet similar to the one she had in her hand and presented it to Battler. When Battler accepted it, that seemed to be enough to confirm their friendship. The adults were amazed about how good children could be getting along with each other. Battler had been throwing her attention because she wanted to... Mariah, not Battler, had been throwing her attention because she went to a Halloween festival, so Battler knew about trick-or-treating and must have felt like an ally. Her defensive posture from before was completely gone. Now she was all cheery, so they've been friends for decades. That's why Halloween's a pretty minor event in Japan. You always see people marching in costume parades on the news from overseas, but I've never seen it here. I wanted to wear a costume too. I want to say trick-or-treat with all the cousins wearing costumes. I see. Next time we'll just do it together. What would you like to dress up as? A witch, Beatrice. Oh, shit. What's the best thing to dress up as? Shit. Okay, are we already here at that thing, or is it just showing Beatrice? I kind of hope it skips here. Well, it did skip here, but not the family. Okay, anyway, oh my lady, what are you doing in such a place? My dad was looking for you. I'm here because I don't want to be found. Anyway, I'm sure she just scolded me like, is your appearance alright and watch your language? Oh, without a doubt. You know, when the day of the family conference comes, I always start thinking about this witch for some reason. Oh, and why might that be? The family conference is the day when everyone related to grandfather gathers. I hear that this time even Battler is going to be coming up to 6 years. What if, just like that, some relative who hasn't shown up themselves for several decades suddenly shows up? That's what I'm always thinking about. Oh, could a relative like that exist? I mean, Beatrice-sama. Nobody knows her background. Could she be grandfather's mistress from long ago? What if one of our descendants suddenly appears to tell us to return to gold we've given her something? Oh, Cross-sama and the others will probably discuss the master's inheritance problem this year, too. Once they get fired up talking about the witch's gold, one could hardly be surprised if that witch herself were to show up, yes? Kumasawa-san, I guess you keep quitting and getting rehired, but you've been here as long as Genji-san, right? You know more about Beatrice, don't you? Who knows? Oh, even if I try to remember this old woman here, I can't recall what she had for breakfast this morning. Kumasawa-san, you're always dodging with those excuses, but you know something, right? Sometimes you feel like kind of devious, like you know something and you're laughing behind our backs. Oh, that's harsh. I don't have any secrets. The only thing I can say is Beatrice-sama is a golden witch, and that she is the other master who controls the night of this island. Okay, now you're just repeating stuff like grandfather said. It must be a pain to play along with grandfather's crap, even though you get paid for it. However, I can say this much. What? And in ancient times, Okenjima was feared and called Uzuku Ishimiya, Azuki being Highland. Azuki is said to be a corrupted form of Akujiki, and in fact it was called Akujiki Shima, Evil Appetite Island. That is what it told the fishermen. I've heard about that before. Supposedly there's lots of sunken rocks and shipwrecks around here, so the fishermen get scared and stayed away whenever they could, right? Evil spirits settle down in Akujiki Shima and have continually eaten the souls of people since ancient times. Quite a few people lost their lives because of this island. And then that monk, the traveling Shugenja or whatever, built that shrine, proposed the souls and settled them here, right? Sounds pretty crazy, though, and that shrine for the repose of souls was destroyed by an eerie, violent thunderbolt this summer, which tore up the darkness of the night. Shannon. Kumasawa-san, you really like those stories, okay? Sure, it'd be pretty creepy if Thunderbolt took out a shrine, but, well, it was all torn out from the start. Worn out. Maybe it was just got washed away with some big wave. The evil spirits of Akuchuki Mishima, blah, 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 woke up from their summer summoning Beatrice-sama. If Beatrice-sama happens to pay a visit to the family conference, if she does, Kuma-sama fell silent for a moment, just goes pressing her to keep going so that gap felt strange and airy. When Kuma-sama noticed that she had just got playing scared with her son, she grinned broadly. Oh no, I wonder what would happen. Oh. Well, that sounds great, of course. Won't you be able to do better at work if you get a chance to enrich your heart by living good life every once in a while? Yeah, can't live right unless you're both your wallet and heart are enriched. After all, sure, I'll keep that day open. Go ahead and make the reservations. Okay, don't even think of missing it. Yeah, I'm counting on you. I love you, Kyrie. Okay. After kissing the receiver, Rudolph hung up. Before his seat, there were several executives with their sleeves rolled up, eagerly waiting the end of the phone call. Sorry to keep you waiting. Have we heard anything from the States yet? Yes, you have a call from Dale Watanabe, the lawyer. I'll transfer it. Oh, the whole thing, how's it going? Well, there does seem to be one unfortunate matter. It appears that party has no intentions of withdrawing from the trial. Guess it's no fooling them. Please transfer it here. Understood. I'll do that right away. The executive ordered the external line be transferred to the secretarial office, and once the phone in front of Rudolph rang. Hey there. Hello. Sorry for the wait. Ushimiya speaking. Thanks. How's it going on your end? Hello, President Ushimiya. Let's skip the pleasantries and jump into the main issue. I've got good news and bad news. What would you like first? Might as well start with the bad. I hate fighting when there's no dessert. Very well. The bad news is that the other party is getting ready to prosecute. Just a few days ago, a similar trial resulted in a decision in favor of the plaintiff. The defendants were using roughly the same arguments we plan to use, but they were rejected in every case. I'm afraid to say it, but if we face the courtroom as we are now, it's extremely likely that each one of our claims will get rejected. So the trial ended up being a total bust after all, and I thought their position was even more slow than ours. That hurts. Okay, what about the good news? I managed to contact the executives of the other party, explain the situation we're in, told them we had no intentions of tarnishing their brand's image, and managed to get an understanding. We'll soon start terms over the next few days, and if these are carried out, they promise to withdraw their charges. This is our proposal, according to the number 2 men on their board of directors. Your impression? To be honest, I expect their terms will be extremely severe. We estimate that changing the company name and brand name will be inevitable. I think we'll be able to earn some leeway by playing with the amount of the settlement money and making a public apology in a major newspaper and carrying all this out with a reasonable amount of time. They make sure making it complicated when they could just tell us to go broke. They only recently switched to the new president. Their background work has been completely laid yet. If we resist until the bitter end, they fear the forces opposing the current president won't hesitate to aid their enemies. Hence, their big stress want this matter settled as quickly as possible, too. So we might still have enough leeway to get them to mitigate their terms if it'll lead to a quick settlement. Either way, we are still looking at a crazy sum of money. You need to be prepared for that. Even that will be cheaper than paying punitive damages. Thank you very much, sir. Please contact me if anything new happens. But paying you be the big bucks, so no, I don't chit-chat. Haha, thank you, goodbye. Rudolph hanging up the phone. As executive sitting in a reception seat seemed to have guessed at the contents of the discussion. You guys hear that? Simply put, they'll forgive us if we can pile up enough money. Now all we gotta do is haggle over the amount of that money. But President, the likely sum for the settlement Mr. Watanabe indicated is too much. We don't have that much of a margin. If we'd known this would happen, we never would have started diversifying. The calculations were that we would escape a capital crisis if we managed to endure this for 3 years. To think we step at a time like this, how bad can our luck get? I guess we failed to step of the hop, step and jump. It's enough to make you cry. We have no choice but to draw the money from the main bank. Banks are no good. They only bet their money on winners. The economy is improving, but we can't show weakness to the banks. President, we do have access to funds that are unaccounted for. Funds that we are one of. Quit it. Do I look like the kind of man I caught this on my walls? I'm totally exposed to you guys, okay? The account books over there show all our company has. In that case, we need to raise money. We need a sponsor who can draw in several million for us as soon as possible. President, could somehow something be worked out with one of your personal connections? President. Calm down, you bastards. Let me worry about raising the money. You guys just keep the business running without making too much noise. Our accusers are saying they'll let us be if we can show them the money. We've already got the thick pipelines in Asia. Things will probably be shaky, but we'll be able to maintain our current deals. Basically, if we can just bring the money together, we'll be able to solve all our problems. Just you watch, I'll fix all of this. I won't leave you out in the cold. Time to start getting your hopes up again. Once it's all behind us, I'll be warning all of you guys with a champagne tower. I promise you that. So shut up and follow me. Got it? The airplane suddenly shook probably due to turbulence. Rudolph was jolted awake. He woke in early that morning and ended up drifting up to sleep while resting in his seat. You okay? Are you sure you aren't still pretty sleepy? After all, seems to be really busy with work lately. Being busy with work is nothing to complain about, right? Once I got nothing left to do, won't be long before we go around cold. Good point. Now that even Battler comes back, we'd be looking at worse than just two of us going around begging. Yeah, our family's all together again for the first time in 6 years, so the leader of our family's got to give it its best if we want to spend some time alone together. When he looked out the window, he saw what the airplane had already started to drop in altitude considerably. The fishing boats, which only looked like black grains a short while ago, are starting to become clearly recognizable. If I could prostrate myself before Father and get 10 million yen every time he slugged me, I'd do it a dozen times. Or maybe he'd just go and die already. I always depended heavily on his financial support, and now I'm after his inheritance. I'm headed straight to hell. I can hardly complain if Father doesn't want to meet me and the man I've become. Yeah, probably not. I might give this a quick save again whenever it lets me. Just to be safe. Because this is the only visual novel that I've played that unless froze or glitched out on me, and I had to restart. I think one of the Higurashi games did it once or twice before too, and in the past it's also happened with other ones. Anyway, could it be that once again you not plan on making an appearance at the family conference? Nanja looked at Kenzo's face, sighing. Kenzo's eyes remained rooted to the strange book of magic. I had no intention of joining those vultures in their debate. They can discuss how they'll suck my bones dry on their own, how utterly contemptible. My, how troublesome. I just shook his head slightly. To him, children and grandchildren are very lovely things. He believed watching them grow is the only way to truly enjoy old age. So Kenzo's words are very setting to Nanjo. If the time comes for me to leave this room, I will show myself, just as she doesn't show herself yet. When Kenzo raised his face, his gaze pointed at the portrait of the witch, which was respectfully displayed on the wall. Kenzo's mind didn't dwell from the moment on the fact that today was the family conference where all of his beloved relatives would gather. It was filled only by the face of the witch in the oil painting, who never smiled except inside the portrait. Everybody knew that interrupting Kenzo when he talked about Beatrice would trigger his wrath. Today we'll hold a certain ceremony. Oh, what might that be? Perhaps it's closer to gambler than a ceremony. After all, magic without risk can never house a miracle. Nanjo heard that Kenzo's say this many times before. He might even call it a pet phrase of Kenzo's. Kenzo apparently believed that magic or miracles could occur if you gambled your own fate with a certain amount of risk and triumphed. I wonder what sort of gamble you're making. As a man who once called a golden gambler and who's now so old he might pass out at any time, this should be well worth watching. Humph, I see. So that secret ritual I've developed through much research appears to be nothing more than a gamble to one universe of magic such as you. Very well. If I have faith in miracles and win, you will see clearly on this day that all my research did bear fruit, despite it seeming a little bit more than product of my eccentricity. If you win, it will all end just as you have already seen, as nothing more than the eccentricity of an old man who might leave this world at any time. Oh, just what sort of gamble could you be planning to take? As your friend, that bet or ceremony as you called it. I can only pray most sincerely that you achieve victory in it. Yes, I thank you. Speaking of which, Kinzo-san, have you heard that much long guest will be present at the family conference this year? What? For once, Kinzo reacted to Nanjo's words and turned around. That's right, Battler come from Rudolph's family. He'll be coming here after an absence of 6 years. I'm sure he's become a splendid boy. Oh, Battler, I want to call him along for a guest who's fell short for the mere 6 years. After hearing Battler's name and making a disappointing, ill-human expression, Kinzo turned his back again. I imagine those 6 years went by in a flash for you, considering how much you immersed yourself in your research in this room. However, we might actually receive a visit from a truly long-for a guest. Everything depends on the results of the roulette. The roulette has already started to spin. Will it be rogue or nor? Tonight, let's just enjoy ourselves as we see a kind of miracle that roulette will show us. The payoffs are large, and I don't intend to lose. Bitches, accept my bet. At that time, the telephone on the table rang. The piercing sound seemed to irritate Kenzo and picked up the receiver to preserve his silence as much as he could. What is it? I'm busy. Genji speaking. Everyone has arrived. What of it? Just serve them some tea or something. Certainly. I will do so. Genzo hung up the phone rudely. Looking at that, Nanjo sighed yet again and shifted his attention outside the window. As he is now, I doubt Kenzo will pay any heed to this sort of guest. Could any guest possibly make Kenzo come out when the time comes, as he said? Kenzo had a single person in mind, but that was a guest who certainly wouldn't appear. Nanjo stared at the witch of the portrait with her impassive expression and moved to decide whether she was smiling or sad, and then gazed up at the lead-colored sky. Golden butterflies. Alright. Does she appear? Room is changing. There she is! I got an achievement. Welcome back to Rokujima. Alright. So all the pieces of places, shall we line up them all up again and start a new game? Any objections from you? Nope, none. The witch looked at him challenging while elegantly smoking her pipe. What the hell? And Battler, he just rudely shrugged his shoulders as if he didn't care what she did. He didn't meet her eyes, but that didn't mean he didn't intend to challenge her. It showed his clear determination to never be taken in by the bastard's tricks. So is this from the first time that she appeared, and now it's him versus her? It's just showing like a flashback or something? I don't know. It was an expression of his determination to fight. Don't tell me to jumping into this without a plan. I don't even know how you'll make your first move, so I got no plans or anything. Go ahead and move first. That's what I'll do, so however shall I break down your defenses? How many moves will it take to checkmate you? This is where you'll see me at my finest. Maybe she's like reversing time to the first day or something. I don't know. Giving him a second chance of beating her. I don't know. No matter what moves you come up with me, I won't believe in you. As long as I stand my ground on that point, I won't lose. And that means this game's built in a way that makes it impossible for you to win. Perhaps you're right. However, I'm the one who decides how many times we'll hold this game. We'll repeat it over and over again until I win and you acknowledge your defeat. See? In other words, this is torture, an eternal torture that shall continue until you surrender to me. It shall go on endlessly until you acknowledge me and the existence of witches. Then I'll play your games endlessly as many times as it takes until you run out of patience. I never lost in a test of stubbornness. Oh, did a certain witch plant that idea in your head? Go very well. I'm tired of listening to you, Emma. Come on, get this started. Then let us begin. I already know all of your moves. A defense isn't too much of the plan behind it as I know. Do you think you'll be able to defy me with the same moves? Beatrice, I've got just one thing to say before we start. What is it? Go ahead and say whatever you want. However, whether I believe you, something I'll decide for myself. No matter how impressive this magic of yours is, my soul won't yield to you. You think this is torture for me? You're wrong. Then what else could it be? This is torture for what? For you. Someday you'll surrender to me and give up. Until then, you'll be tortured over and over again. How amusing, what an entertaining metaphor. Go ahead. Torture when we torment each other. Yes, truly amusing. Come, shall we begin that torture? Ushiramiya Battler. Okay, guys, well, this will mark myself at the end of the video that we'll be ending it here. Finally, we get to the clock, slow clock symbol, so we know what time it is. I'm gonna heard things get interesting once it starts to get to the next morning, which will have a while to go till then. But that's when I believe, start to get more heated up. But until then, guys, I will see you guys later.